Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new moon forecast for December 23rd in the lunar mansion called Mūla, the root star sign where we find our roots, literally, where we find our roots in a galactic sense, in a cosmic sense. We see the black hole at the center of our galaxy from this perspective, but also in a practical sense, a down to earth sense, our roots in terms of our own families, our family roots, of course, and also our spiritual roots in another sense, where we connect back into that. So, oftentimes, of course, this is the time of year that we connect with family and our family roots, or connect with those family members that have gone before us, that have moved on. And so, it's an important time. It's a new moon in a star sign that's very much about connecting to the truth of who we really are beyond our bodysuits, beyond this physical reality. The star sign Mula is very much about the association it has with Ketu, the south node of the moon, and our spiritual connection is very much about connecting to something that is not changing, something that is not coming or going in terms of physical bodies, family members, loved ones who have been and gone. It's very much about beyond all of that, the one thing that connects us all together. So that is our spiritual roots. We are all connected initially via the experience of death, but death itself is just a doorway into that kind of realm. And this is one of the reasons why, when there's a mass killing, when there's a death in the family, that kind of sense of connection that we all feel during those times and to something beyond our station in life, our position, our name, our status, it just obliterates all of that. It just clears all of that away, and we sense this connection more than anything in this lunar mansion. And of course, the symbolism of this lunar mansion Mula is a bunch of roots tied together. So it's very much also about tying things together, tying a set of beliefs, a core set of beliefs together as well, and roots and all of that, and thinking about uprooting something and putting down roots. And all of these symbolisms of Mula are appropriate because it's about understanding our truth. Where do our beliefs come from? Where do we come from? All of those big questions are highlighted at this juncture, at this new moon. And of course, before we get to this new moon, we have the moon moving through Scorpio, which is its sign of debilitation, where we might be a bit on edge. We might feel a bit sort of low in our mood. We might overcompensate for that also. But really, we're at a dark point in a sense in the year, because for those of us on the northern hemisphere, at least, it is the solstice. It is the longest night. We've just experienced that. I'm recording this on the 22nd of December. So we have had the longest night already. And for the next 3 nights, the sun doesn't appear to move on the horizon. It seems to be very low. And it won't be until Christmas Day on the 25th of December that the sun moves up 1 degree on the horizon and heralds this rebirth of our sun, our star. So now that the moon is also new, it's waning, it's dark, it's the dark moon in Scorpio leading to this new moon in Mula. It's very much about planting seeds and also thinking about that, what Kishori talks about, the heart field and the heart star, even the twinkle, twinkle, little star, that little star at the center of our chest. If you can just close your eyes and imagine that even though it's dark, it's that darkness that actually leads to that realization. So in other words, when we have darkness in our life in any form, whether it's death or whatever it might be, any kind of loss, that is still pointing to that connection to that star, that light within, that spark within us, as Kishori talks about. And so it's a really helpful thing to do, is just to sit and imagine a bright spark, a star in the heart center, even in the darkest time, and to expand on that theme, to expand on that light and to grow that light. And that's really what Christmas is all about in a nutshell. It's not really about the glitz and glam of the tinsel and all of that, even though that is also helpful, but it's more so symbolic of our own inner light, our rebirth in a sense. And of course, the Christmas lights and all of that help remind us of that. But as long as we don't get carried away with all of that and don't recognize the true value of Christmas, it's literally a rebirth of our star. For most of us on the planet, on the Northern Hemisphere, it's the sun being reborn. It's an important time. Now it's also a new moon, a dark moon, as the sun is being reborn. It's going through this transformation, this transition. So this is a huge transformational period. Obviously, it's a rebirthing that we're all going through. And it's a shedding away of all of the untruths, all of the things that we no longer believe to be true. Mula is the sign, the root star sign that is ruled by Niriti, and it's all about removing things. She is said to be the goddess of death, but it's very much about just removing all of the untruths to get to the truth of who we really are. So think about that when the moon joins the sun on the 23rd of December, leading up to Christmas, as the sun seems to just stay in one place until Christmas Day when it is reborn. Think about all the plans that you have for the new year. Think about the seeds that you want to sow. Think about that bright spark that's a dim, perhaps, spark right now, but grow that and expand on it, on that theme. And look at what inspires you. Think about the things that you find meaningful in your life and get rid of anything that is not meaningful, because at the end of the day, if you really knew in your bones that you're going to die and it's imminent, you wouldn't waste any time on doing anything that is not meaningful or purposeful to you. You'd get to do whatever it is that you find purposeful. And of course, we somehow forget that. It's a trick of the mind that keeps us in this kind of ignorance in a way. It's like, we don't think that we're going to die. And it takes somebody dying around us to remind us of that. But we don't need that to remind us of that. We can just really focus on, even meditate on death. As the moon joins the sun in Mūla on the 23rd, you can literally just meditate on death, imagining that everything is gone. And when you come out of a meditation like that and you open your eyes and re-emerge and are reborn, what is it that's left? What's left in your life that's meaningful to you? And you'll notice pretty quickly that you're not going to waste any time on things that are just trivial or meaningless. And so I wish you all the best for this new moon in Mūla on the 23rd. I wish you a very happy Christmas, of course, happy solstice, all of that. Happy New Year. If you're following me as a patron, you'll of course have heard already that I'm going to do this 12-day kind of reboot, really, in a way. It's a 12-day of 2023. It's like the 12 days of Christmas, but really the 12 days of the new year. Before Mars stations direct on the 12th of January, each day of the first 12 days of January, I'm going to go through each of the houses of astrology for patrons and just focus in on each area of life and how we can all just set some intentions around each area and not neglect or overemphasize any particular area, but to really focus on all of the key areas of our life, the 12 houses of astrology, and how we can bring them all up to speed and focus our intention and attention on those areas of our life moving forward into the new year. So if you're a patron, I hope you look forward to that. If you're not, consider signing up. There's a few places still left on the $5 tier. It's just $5 a month. You get all of these kinds of things, daily posts and monthly forecasts and so much more. So go to timelineastrology.com and you can follow the links, or you can go to patreon.com/timelineastrology. Again, I wish you all the best for the new moon, for Christmas and the new year. And until next time.